Morning everybody, Mark Cabuke coming at you, and today I want to make a video to show you how simple it is to test your vitamin D levels. So vitamin D is one of those fat-soluble vitamins, so this is the vitamin that you're not going to pee out. And interestingly, vitamin D acts more like a hormone than it does really any other vitamin. So it kind of begs the question, should we be calling it vitamin D? Or should we be calling it something different? So most of us that are in this world call it pro-hormone D because it does so much to our microbiome, it does so much for our DNA and recovery and our immune system. It really is a jack of all trades. And we really do know now that there's like a sweet spot as far as vitamin D should be inside your blood. Too low, you run the risk of having some complications, like maybe that's the point of you have low immunity, you pick up every cough, cold, or flu. Sometimes you can't fight off different things. There's a whole bunch of different lists of things that are in the deficient category that you really don't want to let yourself get there. But there's also some issues that happen in the higher end of the spectrum as well. So in the higher end of the spectrum, having high vitamin D levels for a long period of time can cause this parathyroid gland to start going crazy and reabsorbing calcium and depositing it into tissues where it's not supposed to be. So sometimes having too high vitamin D can be just as detrimental as having too low vitamin D, which is why you want to find the sweet spot. So I'm going to show you today how I find the sweet spot for myself and how I dose myself with vitamin D for the summer months and the winter months. And I'm also going to show you how you can do it at home should you decide that you want to do your own vitamin D. So you're not going to see my face, you're going to see my desk, you're going to see the setup I have here. So let me just adjust my camera so you can see what I have. So this might not be the best view, but you will get the point. So basically what I have in front of me, I have a card, and this card basically is ready to take my blood. It's a very highly absorbent material, and if you see the 5 spots there, it's going to be 5 little dried spots of blood that I'm going to put on with my finger. I'm going to also have a Band-Aid ready to go when I'm finished. I'm going to have a piece of gauze ready to go when I'm taking my blood. And I have these little lancets. So basically this little lancet, I'm going to prick my finger, drop it on the spot a couple times with my blood, and away we go. So I'm going to do that right now. And you can certainly tune in and watch. If you don't like blood, then you might want to turn away. If you're going to be doing this at home, what I like to do when I prick fingers, I like to do it on the edge of the finger. So the edge of the finger will bleed a lot more than just the pad. So a simple little prick, there comes the blood. And I'm just going to do this, pick it up, make it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to kind of like milk my finger a little bit. Make a fist. And I'm just dropping my blood on this page. So you can do this at home. You can do this with, even sometimes you can do it with kids. With kids, I don't recommend you use their finger. I recommend you might sometimes use their heel. It's a little bit easier, especially if you have really young kids. They can't see their own blood. They're not as freaked out, right? So you can see this is pretty simple. It takes literally, in my case, I just had a couple of glasses of water, and it's kind of like first thing in the morning, so I didn't really have a whole lot to eat. So my blood is flowing pretty good here now. So again, not difficult, little pools, and then just dropping them on the page. So for me, the last time I checked my vitamin D, it was actually sky high. So sky high for me meant that it was about 90 on a scale of, 95 out of a scale of 100. So that was kind of like a little bit too high for my liking. I don't really like to push the upper limits of how, how vitamins and minerals should be inside the body. I like the sweet spot. And I was feeling pretty good taking vitamin D, but I don't think there's a need to keep your body at that, super high range for very long. So I'll be interested to see what this comes back with. Because since that test has come back, I've actually stopped supplementing with vitamin D completely. I don't take any vitamin D at all right now, just this regular sun exposure that I have. And I'll be interested to see how my levels have fallen. So I'm going to expect my levels to be a little bit lower than they were the last time. So we'll see what happens when I stop supplementing with vitamin D. So I'm done. That's as simple as it is. I have my blood on the page. I'm going to let that dry for about 4 to 6 hours. I'm going to pop it in an envelope and send it away to the US, and I'm done. And I'm completely done, and this test turns around pretty quickly, probably about 12 days. I'll have the results back from this test, and I will come back at you with another video to show you what my report says. So if you want to get a vitamin D test done, again, you can do it in the comfort of your own home. If you're unsure about taking your own blood, please have a professional take your blood. As you can see, it clots really, really quick. I'm done right now. I have a little band-aid on my finger for the next, say, 5 minutes to make sure that clot's over, and I'm pretty much done from there. So again, any questions you have about vitamin D, let me know. If you have any concerns that you have a condition where unfortunately your doctor won't test you for vitamin D, that's not your doctor's fault. That's the point where most people in Newfoundland are deficient, so the labs aren't going to really waste the money on doing the vitamin D test when we know everybody's deficient. So the trick is, what's the actual number? How deficient are we? So that kind of determines your dose of vitamin D. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon.